This video is titled Kid Shoots Dad Over Nintendo Switch, and it's by Mori. It's sad, bro.
Alright, so here we have this little 11-year-old shitter who apparently shot his dad over him taking his Nintendo Switch. Yes, you heard that right. This spoiled little brat, as you can see here on our screens right now that I'm, circling with my cursor, who is 11 years old, is now charged.
11 years old? Dude, when I was 11, I was playing Minecraft, dude. I was trying to become a Minecraft YouTuber. I was literally playing Minecraft Hunger Games. No, not Minecraft Hunger Games, because I think the Hunger Games came out in 2012. I was playing like Minecraft factions and survival and stuff like that. And I didn't even know what the fuck how to shoot a gun. What? Also, 11 is old enough to, yes, to use your brain, right?
As an adult after fatally shooting his father over taking his Nintendo Switch. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this isn't even Gen Z anymore.
Hell?
I'm not gonna blame Gen Z for this because he's too young to be Gen Z.
This is Gen Alpha. This is not even Gen Z. This is the generation after us.
Believe it or not, most of Gen Z are now adults, young adults now. This is Gen Alpha. And I just gotta say, as bad as people think Gen Z is, brother in Christ, Gen Alpha, and then Gen Beta after them, Gen Beta are basically infants right now, are probably gonna be uncomparable to our generation. And by the way, if I sound a little congested right now,
sorry, I'm gonna go on like a mini tangent right now, right? But like with Gen Z, we grew up with technology. Like, I was born in 2000, right? I literally grew up at a time where there wasn't that much technology, but I grew up with technology. I grew up at a time where like I didn't really have like smartphones like that. I got my first iPod Touch like when I was like 12, bro. Before then, I had flip phones. I used to play on the PS2. Like, we still ran some shit on analog, dude. So now, kids that are Gen Alpha, they know nothing but technology, bro. They know nothing but iPads. They're like iPad kids. They're literally like they like you tell them what a fucking like a radio is. They're like, what? You guys had to press knobs to listen to music? Like, what? All they know is Spotify. And then the generation after that, which is Gen Beta, which is going to be our kids, if you guys want kids, I don't fucking know. They're going to know, but yeah, the generation after us, Gen Beta, dude, their whole life is going to be nothing but technology, bro. Not even just knowing nothing but technology, but their whole life is going to be integrated in technology. They're going to look at my generation like we're fucking archaic, even though we knew what technology was. Like, I don't know. I just think it just gets crazier about a generation. And then the generation after Gen Beta, bro, they might as well be cyborgs. They might as well be born with fucking like artificial limbs. They're probably gonna have like looks maxing at that point is probably gonna get to a point where like they start using CRISPR technology to gene edit their kids so that they're born like 6 foot tall, good genetics and shit like that, and no disease. I could see that happening, deadass, within like our lifetime, maybe when we're old. You said Gen Beta is gonna freak out if they touch grass. Not deadass. They're literally gonna be inside the house, like in like a life simulator. Or they're gonna play Roblox, and Roblox is gonna be so advanced, like it literally simulates real life, and you don't have to go outside. But anyways, that's just like my yap sesh.
it is because I am. Apologies, I'm still recovering from my illness. But I just gotta say, I've never heard, this is the first time I've heard of any kid shooting their dad over a Nintendo Switch. Now, maybe in the past, somebody has killed their parent over taking their phone, their computer, grounding them, in some way, shape, or form. But specifically for a Nintendo Switch, it's crazy. And yeah, you guys can see the dad right here in this post. It's just insane.
The family was in this home celebrating their son's 11th birthday. That's when court documents say their son found a gun and shot his adopted father. This happened Tuesday around 3 a.m. When state police arrived, the young boy named Clayton Dietz had a bloody lip and injuries around his eye.
I hate to mention this, but do you think the fact that his dad wasn't his real dad, like it was his adoptive dad, kind of added to it? Like he didn't really have as much like compassion or respect towards him, because it's like, you're not my real dad anyway, who gives a fuck? It's just a fucked up thing to say, but I'm just trying to psychoanalyze the situation. Because, like, I mean, even if it's your adopted dad, like, still, that they gave you a chance to fucking have another chance in this life by adopting you. So, that's fucked up, dude.
Court documents do not explain how he was hurt. The documents do say, however, that Clayton was looking for his Nintendo Switch, which was taken away from him when he found the revolver in a safe inside the home.
Now, I just gotta say, I don't know what caused his facial injuries. They say that he had a swollen lip or something like that, a bloody eye. Kind of sounds like abuse to me, but let's be honest here, because I don't want to make any definitive assumptions. Could have been abuse. Could have been self-inflicted. We don't know. There's a lot of crazy people, crazy kids.
And that's what I was saying earlier. Maybe he just didn't respect his parents, maybe due to some abuse and stuff. But like I said, I don't want to like dive into anything. I don't know this kid's background. You said maybe if they raised him like shit. Yep, exactly. But it doesn't really justify it. Like, you could be in a shitty foster home, right? Yeah, but it doesn't justify killing somebody. Just find a way to leave, or just deal with it until you can move out. Yeah, I just think this kid probably just had shitty impulse control. And like on top of that, he had unnecessary knowledge as to where the gun is. Why are you even telling your child where your gun is? That like why should a child know that?
Society. But I just gotta say, how could you even possibly go from getting your Nintendo Switch taken away from you because you were maybe acting bad, maybe on top of that also getting a whooping because you're a problem child, to then all of a sudden thinking that it would be a bright idea to gun down your dad or your adopted dad in the situation? So wherever the hell the real father is, he's still alive.
It's fucked up, bro. You give a kid a chance and then he kills you. You said could have run out like every other 6-year-old has done. Right. Instead, he decided to freaking up the freaking gun on him.
Daddy who stepped up to take care of this child. The dad took the Switch, so the son grabbed the Switch and switched him on down. This is crazy.
Troopers say that he then took the gun and shot his father in bed next to his mother. 42-year-old Douglas Dietz was found dead. In the interview room, his wife said she woke up to the...
Next to the mother? Wait, so what were the parents doing? Were they sitting in the bed with each other? Were they in the kitchen with each other? Like, what the hell? Okay, that's sad, man. I guess the gun may have been a self-defense thing. Like, if somebody wants to rape you, then use this, and it turned out for... Maybe the dad was, like, being, like... I don't know. I don't know the full story, so I don't want to come to any conclusions. But maybe the dad could have been, like, verbally abusive or, like, pushing the kid around, and he felt like that was his only way to defend. But at the same time, I don't want to put blame to the dad because we don't know. Maybe was this kid spoiled? Was this kid just have like bad impulse control? Was he like a crash out? Because there are some kids that are just genuinely bad. No matter how much you try to like, teach them, they just don't want to listen. And that stuff can sometimes be ingrained in their childhood. Maybe you gave them too much stuff from like the ages of 0 to 5 years old, and they just become spoiled.
Sound of a gunshot. Then her son confessed to her, saying, quote, "I killed my dad. I hate myself," end quote.
Wow. Want to know what that reminds me of?
I want to kill my mom.
Oh, God.
I want to kill my dad. I want to kill my grandma.
Fucking woo-wop, bro.
This is why you have to watch these little kids nowadays, man. Just literally grounding them over bad behavior can possibly lead to you being in the ground yourself because they want to kill you. Like, I can't believe this little shitter right here, this spoiled, entitled brat, really upped the pole on his stepdad, who probably got him the Nintendo Switch too, just because he took it away temporarily. Honestly, for one, this is why I would never leave any guns like just laying around casually to where a sick child like this can have access to.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how did the kid even find the gun? Where did he know where to get it? I'm sure the dad probably was teaching him how to shoot a gun at some point. Maybe just for general knowledge, for self-defense. Or maybe the kid was curious and was searching around the parents' house. But then I'm just trying to think, how the hell did the kid know how to load the gun? Like, there's so many questions. Like,
to it, number two, respectfully, I'm probably never going to become a stepdad unless I raised you since you were a little baby and I like instilled all my values into you. If I come later in your life, I can't trust you. I'm sorry. Respectfully, whatever traumas you have from your dad or your mom, unbeknownst to me, can have me killed or clapped because you feel some type of way. You want to crash out because I grounded you and took your Nintendo Switch away. Bro, not saying a kid I raised from the inception of him popping out of my woman's womb couldn't possibly clap me either. But I'm just saying the probability is drastically lower. And the crazy thing is, check this out.
Before the shooting, she told troopers that they put their son to bed while singing happy birthday to him. What? Neighbors who knew the family say this violence was very out of character for the young boy.
Oh, they always say out of character. Yeah. Oh, he was a good boy. There were no signs before. He was such a sweet child.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, neighbors don't really know what's going on inside the household. They just see what's outside, and most people put on masks. No pun intended. You said I would become someone's stepmom. Wait, I would become someone's stepmom? That would be a crazy... I'm doing your mama joke. Okay, I mean, that's a good way to say that. Dude, in my opinion, it's no disrespect to anybody that is a stepmom or stepdad. Me personally, I wouldn't find any like joy in being a step parent. Mainly because I wouldn't say it's I mean, I'll be lying my ass off if I say it's an ego thing. It is an ego thing. I think it's just me. I just want my own kids. I want to know like the kids that I have are mine and they came from my fucking nuts. Pause. I want to I feel like I'm seeing myself in them. And on top of that, it's like, I don't know, it just feels like I'm preparing the next generation of myself or my family lineage for something greater in life. And if I'm raising another person's child, it's not to say that's a bad thing, but I don't really feel like I'll have that personal connection with that person. It sounds fucked up and selfish, but I don't know. I just don't think I would be a stepdad or be in a position where I wanted to be a stepdad. So, but I respect anybody that is a stepdad though, because you guys are actually doing what a lot of people might not want to do, and it shows that you're selfless. You don't really care for that type of shit. I mean, you might, but I mean, that's the point of a stepdad. You step in to help out. I guess it depends. Like maybe they are a widow or something. Okay. If they're a widow, yes, that 100% makes sense. But if it's another situation where it's like, you know, maybe she divorced the dad or like, you know, divorced the wife or something off some stupid shit, or you're just stepping in just for, I don't know, out of some like random reason, I guess you could argue that. But widow, yeah, you can't really argue that. Like the person's literally dead. Like what are they supposed to do? Just be lonely for the rest of their life? So, and some people choose to be lonely because they feel like that's the only person that really matched their personality and really connected with them like that. So
anytime one of these kids kills, claps someone, ups the pole on someone, they want to say they were the sweetest child on honor roll. They were going to be a doctor, a scientist. They had such a bright future ahead of them. Yeah, right. Now, one comment I do want to point out, someone said, are they just going to gloss over the fact that the kid was injured? Like, did the parents exclude the fact that they beat him previously, or did he get beat after shooting the father before enforcement came? How the F you're going to say something like that and not document it in court? Yeah, so that is a good point right there. I don't know. Speculatively, he could have been abused, which would then presumably lead to him possibly shooting his stepfather.
Okay, that makes sense, but I still don't think killing somebody is the best answer to this. Fuck, this is such a tricky situation. You said there are a few good situations, like maybe abuse victims, widows, and great victims, but I wouldn't want a stepchild. Like, I don't want a freebie with my relationship. Yeah, I agree. Like, widows and, you know, like, great victims, obviously. Like, yes, that 100% makes sense. It's not like you have any choice at that point. But yeah, I agree. Like, I think if you do have a choice to become a stepdad and none of those options are factors, then yes, like, I think the vast majority of people, you know, would want their own kids, because it's like a more of a personal connection there. And on top of that, it I don't know. Yes, that's all I can say. There's more of a personal connection there. And it also kind of relates back to yourself, like, oh, this is how I acted when I was this age, and now I know how to, you know, do this. And it's like, I don't know, I'm just yapping.
Other in the night. Now, obviously, that's just a huge assumption. That is just pure speculation.
But also, imagine getting a cute little Anya. It would be cool.
It wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility for a kid sick enough to shoot his stepdad in the dead of night with a gun to possibly end up having self-inflicted wounds to make it look like he was being abused. Like, there are psychotic people out there who will fake injuries, run their faces into hard objects to make it as if they were previously hurt by another individual. So I would not be shocked. You guys can have your opinions in the comment section. What do you think about that? Obviously, they're gonna have to investigate whether this kid was being abused in that household or not. And if they can verify that, then that'll literally just change the entire optics of the story. Assuming he's not like clinically crazy. But still, at face value, a kid killing his dad, his stepdad, whatever, same shit, right? His guardian over what they're saying was over a confiscated Nintendo Switch is crazy.
But according to court documents, Clayton's mom says he was upset when he was told to go to bed and had his Nintendo Switch taken away. What? He admitted to police that he got the key to the gun from his father's drawer.
So this was literally premeditated. It's not like this was an accident.
Yeah, so he got the key to the gun in his father's drawer. What? So he knew where the gun was. But then, like you were saying, like, how the fuck did the kid know how to shoot it? And how did he know how to load it? You said the gun has to somehow be loaded and he had to know how to shoot the gun at 11, which is right. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe the dad might have taught him before for self-defense. Or maybe he just did it off the whim. Like, what?
A gun just magically fell inside his hands. A gun that was stored inside of a case that required a key. It's not like this kid just woke up, he was a sleepwalker, had the gun magically in his hand and just accidentally shot his dad in the head. Like, no. This was a very cynical, calculatedly cold, premeditated, all the words to describe someone planning something out in this cold-blooded fashion.
Yeah,
and one
man.
commenter says, these kids don't know how to regulate their emotions. I got mad at my parents growing up, but the thought of annihilation never crossed my mind. There are some evil, abusive, negligent parents out there, individuals who thrive off of others' suffering. I'm not saying
Literally two types of people.
these parents are this type, but they are out there. Valid. So, you know, through this investigation with this child and his mother, we're gonna see if they were actually abusing him or not. Time will tell.
And that is when police say the boy told them that he went inside that safe looking for his Nintendo Switch and instead got the gun, took it out, and allegedly shot his father in the head.
Bruh. Whoa. So
I think the gun might have been preloaded. It might have been preloaded then. Like, maybe the dad, like, loaded it already, and then the kid just grabbed it and shot it. But then my question is, how the fuck did the kid know how to take the safety off and all that? Like, I think the kid had to be somewhat knowledgeable.
wow. I don't know what to say about that specifically, but clearly this kid was crazy. There's no way in hell, unless I was severely abused as a child, like repeatedly for years, would I ever have the gall to even go looking for my Nintendo Switch, thinking it's in a case, locked, get the key, unlock it, find that there's not a Nintendo Switch in there, but a gun, and in my annoyance or anger, decide to then pick up that gun, cock it, aim it at my dad's head, and bang. I just, that's clearly not normal.
When a juvenile is charged with murder, they automatically begin as charged as an adult.
Which is the case for Clayton right now, but that could change through what's called decertification.
And decertification is a filing where the defense tries to say the individual should be prosecuted in the juvenile justice system for a variety of reasons.
That's up to a judge, and whatever they decide will make a huge difference.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I just gotta say this is a crazy ass case, and yeah, this is making me not want to have kids. Like, I know that I'm probably gonna be.
Bro, that's not a good reason to not want to have kids, man. Like, well, one, this situation is like a step like kid situation, so we don't know the relationship with that. And two, how your kids turn out is how you raise them. So I feel like there might have been like an emotional trigger prior. Like, maybe the dad may have done some stuff to make the kid feel some type of way. But even then, it still doesn't justify killing. I just think, dude, there's so many kids out there that are good kids to their parents. That should not make you not want to have kids, bro. That is a dumb excuse. Because this is like a 1% out of 99% of people situation. Like, I feel like we look at all these like crazy outliers and crazy news headlines that happen, and the reason why they're crazy is because they barely happened in the first place. That's why we're so shocked. And then we're just like, oh no, we don't want this. I don't want kids anymore. I don't want to do that. It's too much risk. Like, bro, no. Like, unless you're a shitty parent yourself, you're not gonna have a shitty shitty child most of the time.
A fantastic father, of course. I'm gonna be loving, caring, and all the sweet.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much all. He's probably just gonna waffle around by the end of the video. But yeah, man, that's such a sad situation. I pray for the family, but I don't think anybody will heal from the situation. I think the kid is gonna grow up regretting what he did. And I also think that the wife is going to feel bad because she's like, damn, I enabled this somehow. And then obviously the dad is dead. There's not much you can do there. So I feel like the dad's family now is going to, you know, kind of have some sort of like disdain or like just, they're not going to fuck with that kid. Like, they're not going to fuck with him. I think he's probably going to have to stick with the mom's side of that, you know, like family.